So let's talk about some sleep-wake patterns and the circadian clock. So those of you aren't aware, so we all have a circadian biological clock that operates in a 24-hour cycle. And this governs from core biological processes, from blood pressure to glucose levels to when we eat and when is the best time to exercise, when we should concentrate. And this is guided by some external cues from sunlight and darkness. And what we've found is that people who have what we call a circadian misalignment, where your brain has what we call a master clock, and then all your peripheral organs have these small clocks. If those go out of sync, regardless of you getting enough sleep, can have some adverse health consequences. So one thing that I wanted to share with you all is a really neat exercise by my colleague, Michael Breas. So you can take this quiz at another time on your own, but I think it's important to profile your sleep. What is your sleep chronotype? And so you could take that test and it will show if you're a lion, a bear, a wolf, or a dolphin. And so the reason why this is important is because it shares with you the different types of sleep patterns and how that impacts your health. So for those of you who are bears, these are the people who have steady energy and they get a lot of things done. And I think that's one thing that you want to be aware of, because your sleep impacts how you can perform for the rest of the day. So if you're one of those people where you need to be, working slowly, methodically, then this is where you could probably fashion yourself, as a bear. Bears, unfortunately, they follow the sun and they have no difficulty sleeping. Then you have the lions, right? So the lions wake up early, and these are go-getters, the leaders. These are the type A people, and so there's some pros and cons to each. Again, I'm not trying to say you should be one or the other. Then you have the wolf. And the wolves are generally chronotype schedules where they like to have later times to have meetings, because they're really typically not the morning people, right? I remember being in a meeting the other day, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're meeting at 8 a.m." And I'm like, "What? Are you kidding me? That's criminal. Like, you want me to be on and have high performance this early? That's absolutely." So I have a little bit of wolf in me. And then you have the dolphin. And then dolphins, these are people who may not have a regular sleep routine. So one day they'll go to bed early and the other day they might go to late. And I think a lot of us may fall into this, right? Because this is particularly necessitated by the demands of our jobs, where we have to get those grades in, or we're working on papers or some other kind of stressor that might demand us to not actually go to bed at set times. So how is it that we can establish a personalized sleep plan? So step one is to do a sleep diary in 7 days. What I do is I have you, and what I would suggest is, and I can share these slides with you, is to, really take note of the days when you are sleeping and when you're not sleeping. There are many different types of sleep devices out there, from your typical wearable. There is a company now that I'm working with called Dream, where they use a headband. The only thing is that it's expensive. It's about $500 for one, but this is a more accurate way of measuring sleep, because it actually measures brain waves through EEG sensors. And they have a tool whereby you can actually, monitor and change your sleep patterns. It's important also to look at external and internal cues as to what might be preventing you from sleeping, and looking at your sleep routine. And then from there, step two is to establish and follow a sleep plan. And this is what I would say a 30-day sleep plan is. Borrow this from some of my colleagues. But I think, this is, and I'm happy to share this, these are step-by-steps in which you can actually, obtain good sleep, leading from day one, which is wake up at the same time each day, to, if you recognize that you actually have a sleep problem, please see a sleep specialist. I'm happy to chat with you. You can reach out to me at any time and I'll be able to direct you to someone. So here's some pretty, general sleep rules and sleep hygiene rules that I'd like to share with you. And I think it comes full circle with the question that I had asked in the beginning. So make time for sleep. It's important. The purpose of the talk and the title of the talk is Your Day Starts with Sleep. The reason why I focus on that is because instead of seeing sleep as the last thing that you do, you will never get enough of it, right? You have to treat sleep as an investment. Your previous night's sleep prepares you to do all the things that you want to do the next day. So please prioritize getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Keep a consistent schedule. It's important. Same bed and wake time. Some other sleep hygiene tips. Don't hit snooze. Please don't just get up, because that's consistent, because what's happened is your body will drift and go back into a deeper sleep, and it will mess up your sleep architecture. Try and unwind before bed. Prepare to go to sleep. That is the key thing. It's a process. Have some forethought. Watch what you eat, watch what you drink. Ensure you unplug your devices. Many of our mobile devices, particularly because they emit blue light, actually lowers the amount of melatonin, and melatonin is a hormone that prepares you to sleep. And so many of the iOS tools have this night component where it actually turns to yellow light and removes the blue light. Blue light is not bad in all cases, because blue light helps you to wake up. But when you're going to sleep, you don't need that at all. And here are some of my 10 most common mistakes. The most important thing is to create a sleep sanctuary. And with that, thank you so much. I know I was coming close to time, and I'm sorry that I rushed that end, but thank you so much for being part of this.